the voice of a toy, and I'm even a My Little Pony toy commercial in Canada. What? So I've actually done some MLP. Very exciting. Yeah. But yeah, so that's pretty much it. It's been 4 years, and you kind of have to treat it like any other business you start building on your own. So instead of what you're selling being cupcakes or, landscaping, I'm just selling the Prentice experience, specifically voiceover. And I also do brand ambassador work and copywriting. So it's a freelance life for me.
So while we're trying to get these files pulled up on this flash drive, you want to just divulge into an early Q&A?
Why not?
Yeah. So we can just have people just come. So we can just have. Oh, you
snap.
ready? Oh, hey.
Of course, the moment we're about to move on.
Props for Autumn.
So what have we got next? What are we about to watch?
Full disclosure, I am a moron. I completely forgot to put the files on this flash drive in the first place.
What?
Yep.
I'm an
Problem
idiot.
solved.
Womp womp.
How I managed to be director of this studio, I will never know. Okay, first off, I would like to show this comic that I've been working on or I've been sitting on for a while. The Discordantly. It's a series of paintings by Cosmic Unicorn, and it's a backstory about how Discord fell in love with Celestia, got spurned, went crazy, and tried to destroy the world.
That sounds deep.
It's very dramatic.
She was the most beautiful creature I had ever seen in my life. And I have an appreciation for beauty. I was in love with her, but I was naive. How could she ever love someone like me? I thought she would be different. I thought that maybe she'd understand. That maybe she'd see the real me. She didn't. She could hardly even look at me. And when she did, all she could see was a monster. So I became one. And you know what? It was easy. It felt right. It was liberating. I realized that trying to fit into Order was a waste of time. A terrible waste of time, really. Order was not something that was meant for me. The only thing that was meant for me, that is my one true love, that means anything in this universe, chaos. Chaos is perfection. For centuries I had practiced its glorious perfection. Practice makes perfect after all. Small chaos, medium chaos, big chaos, all sizes of chaos. But my favorite? Plain old mortal chaos. The misfortunes of the weak. Misery is my happiness. My pranks are their plights. Ha! So many wonderful memories. Quite simply, it all just makes me laugh. And laughing feels good, you know. I enjoy laughter. And I have a fantastic sense of humor. I'm hilarious. Unfortunately, there was one problem. The alicorns. They have no sense of humor. They view themselves as morally superior, and they act as though they have the authority to protect the weak. They tried to stop me, but as one of the last of the ancient races of Equestria, they never even had a chance. I set in motion the events that would lead to their extinction. Drought, famine, disease. Their magic couldn't save them. Eventually, there were none left. Or so I thought. Two pretty little princesses survived. Together with their magic, they restored order. My world was destroyed. My creations ruined. It was that wretched alicorn magic of theirs. They summoned the rain and the sunlight. Plants started to grow. The famine was eradicated and the drought was quenched. Life returned. I told myself I would take great pleasure in torturing her. It was disgusting, to say the least. They were ruining my fun. They returned everything to boringness, to predictability. She was right about me, though. I was and am a monster. And then they came for me. They chased me, forcing me from my throne, never letting me stop, not even for an instant. And when I could go no further, they were waiting, ready to face me. I underestimated them. Being turned to stone is quite a horrific experience. The pain, unimaginable. But you know what the worst part was? The last thing I saw was her. Fortunately, I have an appreciation for beauty.
All right, and that was the comic up.
What are we doing now?
I will be going, like you saw the Pinky's Joke video, right? And what I will be doing, I will be going into the Flash file itself and doing a demonstration or like showing off what it takes to make it.
This is already very popular, I can see from the front row. I got a solid yes.
Yes.
Yay, technology again.
Technology.
Again.
All right, but let's see.
What are you going to show them once it opens up? Like, what's the game plan here?
Pretty much show them the puppet structure, shot types, panning, etc. Just a brief run through of it. Oh. Yeah. All right. But yeah, so while we building workspace.
The computer loves interrupting you.
Oh yeah.
When you're about to move on to something new.
Everybody enjoying the convention so far? Awesome. Yes. Yes. See? Moving around all spastically. Oh yeah.
It's so low.
It's so low. You just don't even know.
Technology. It's a blessing and a curse. Mostly a curse. So here we have your typical Flash interface.
As you can see, she's kind of missing. Like in the frame, you can't notice it, but as you see, it's just like a little nub right here. Like she just had like she's some sort of amputee. But yeah, let me see if I can. Yeah. But yeah, as you can see here, here's sort of like the brief run through. As you can see, if you go like frame by frame, it'll like really scrub the timeline. And oh yeah. And as we go in, as you can see, Flash, it's not sort of one giant picture, it's a collection of different things called vectors. Vectors are something primarily like, to better explain it, you can infinitely grow or shrink it without it losing any quality. And if you go into a puppet, you can see you can break apart like the different pieces and such.
That's disturbing.
The horror! The horror! The horror! The horror! Lots of no. Yeah, you can see there's like different mouth libraries. Or like different types of puppets, different blinks. Which I find like I kind of find like making the blinks was the funnest part of making this puppet.
Yeah, puppet production takes. Oh, whoa. All right, okay. Yeah, puppet production takes a lot of time and dedication. With my first cartoon, Autumn Starlight's Bad Joke, I actually built that Autumn Starlight puppet from scratch. It took me a month, and I still only have the front view. And again, I work insanely slow.
Yeah, and sort of, if you can see here, like I animate on twos, frame by frame.
Yeah, okay, normally animation takes place at 24 frames per second, where you get each static image like firing by like 24 times a second. when you get like 1 frame per or 1 image per frame, that's animating on ones. But animating on twos is when you get 1 image over 2 frames, or it's basically like it's like a cheap way to achieve 12 frames per second. It makes things look a little bit looser and choppier. So with a lot of Western animation, you see, or they animate at 24 frames per second, but like anime, say especially from Japan, they like to animate anywhere between 12 and 15 frames per second. Yeah. It cuts down on like the budget and the production costs without sacrificing too much of the quality.
Yeah. Also, let's see. If you can notice, half her body's missing.
Where did it go? Where are her legs?
Yeah, it just kind of looks really weird when you take away the covers, and she's like just some sort of discombobulated body.
It is nice you gave her a shirt, though. That was really nice of you.
She goes commando sometimes.
Whoa. TMI, bro.
For everyone.
Yeah, if you go in sort of lip syncing, it's pretty simple once you can sort of get like the hang of it.
Yeah, lip syncing is especially fun.
Yeah,
That's one of my
like
favorite
this is the
aspects.
layer for like lip sync. If you go away, no mouth. But yeah.
It's 12 a.m.
Oh, yeah,
Devil speak.
yeah. You've undoubtedly seen those bad lip reading videos, say on YouTube, where you get like video footage of like the Twilight Saga, and they're just talking about like random stuff that they never said.
I
in the
love
movie.
that YouTube channel.
Well, anyway, okay, my train of thought just derailed. That happens way too often. Okay,
We're talking about lip syncing.
We're talking about lip
take
syncing.
over for me.
Lip
Stall the
syncing.
crowd.
Bad lip syncing.
Yeah,
Okay, lip syncing. Okay.
Are you going to discuss how hard it is to do?
Different vocal shapes. All the different mouth shapes in a puppet, they're called phonemes, and you can. Okay, the reason why the lip syncing looks so seamless in those bad lip reading videos is because, or lip reading is like really unreliable because there are only like so many mouth shapes, but way more sounds that the human body can make or the human mouth can make. But yeah, you don't need like there's like a massive like library of like hundreds or even thousands of different mouth shapes when usually only like what 20 or 30 will do. How many symbols do you have in the mouth library? Like 25.
25.
25 mouths.
Yeah, those are or even then you only need like a certain set. You just need like multiple sets for different emotions. Like there's like happy expressions, sad expressions, big happy, big sad, and stuff like that.
Yeah, and so yeah, and that's sort of I guess the plain gist of what's inside of Flash File. They're all like composed of different types of symbols and yada yada. I just noticed how thick I made this phone, and I didn't even realize it at the time. It just looks like a brick, like a really high tech Saved by the Bell phone.
It's the iBrick.
The iBrick coming soon. Needs to operate with the iWatch.
Yes, it goes with the iWatch.
Comes with the iWatch. It's an extra $1,000 though.
Because it's brick shaped. That's marketing at its finest, my friend.
No, I don't have time to go. Okay, we'll pull up both 1A and 1B because scene 1 is split.
Okay, yeah, we're going to try to show what we can of like the first scene storyboards for Fluttershy Gets Hiccups. Unfortunately, we didn't have any audio because we didn't have any time to set that up. However, we do have the storyboards like pulled up.
Aww.
Yeah, so
If any of you have not seen storyboards before, this is what they look like. They are like comic book almost looking squares of what's going on in a cartoon before it's actually animated. So if you don't know about the process of building a cartoon from scratch, this is a crucial part of it.
Yeah. So as you can see, like the storyboards, they don't look like the final product. Obviously, like you see, they're not in color, and they're sketches, but pretty good sketches as well. Oh God.
That is
it's
quite
jumping
the
all over the
storyboard.
place. So you lost your spot.
It's like. But yeah,
Yeah, ideally for storyboards and animation, you want to change over to a new image approximately every 2 seconds, because while you can throw a lot of detail into a single frame, even then you can only show like so much in the story as over a single image.
yeah. Also, how does going into a Q&A sound for you guys?
That sounds like what we should be doing because we're getting close, aren't we?
Oh yeah.
Oh, snap. Yeah, we got about 15
So do
minutes
we
for
have any
questions.
questions from the crowd?
So
Oh, yeah.
animation, voiceover, anything like that,
Yeah.
question time.
Yeah.
Yes. Adobe Flash CS6. Although, yeah, it's also one of the programs that that Hasbro itself or Hasbro and DHX use in the production of the actual show. Where they use Adobe or programs like Adobe Flash and After Effects for the details that are too difficult to put in Flash. Next question. Keyframe Caddy is an extremely valuable tool, but for some reason it won't work on my computer, but a lot of us within the studio do use Keyframe Caddy. Either? Yeah, that's exactly how I built my Autumn Starlight puppet, because I'm not exactly comfortable vectoring in Flash because it uses slightly different techniques. It's a little bit quirky, but with Illustrator, which I'm much more familiar with, I'm able to build all the individual parts, then transfer over. It's a little bit more work, but it's much cleaner if you know what you're doing.
Well, for this video, Pinky's Joke, I vectored these puppets directly in Flash just to save the hassle of importing them from Illustrator. So you can make them directly in Flash. You just gotta know your way around it.
Second question. Okay. Are you talking about how the lines have tapered ends? One way to do that would be to okay. Hold on, you might have to do a live demo on this one because yeah, just go ahead.
These are great questions, by the way. Do you animate? That's amazing. How old
Wow.
are you? Wow.
Wow.
That is impressive.
I wasn't doing anything nearly that cool when I was 10. That's amazing.
Okay, anyway, to make a quick and dirty tapered ends, one way you can do that is by the pen tool in Flash,
dirty.
which would create just a regular line. Then you would go to, say, the menu commands and convert to shape or fill, I'm not sure which, and just play with the anchor points and taper it off that way.
Yeah. Questions?
Front row.
The first thing I would recommend doing if you're wanting to do voiceover, you'll realize if you start pursuing it, there's lots of different kinds of voiceover out there. Like most of the work I've done and do, it sounds a lot like how I normally speak. It's very, it's not as exciting as Beignet. That's one reason I took on Beignet, because she's just so fun. I would first just research, look into commercials and look at your favorite voice actors. There's such great stuff on the internet now. I'm usually one of the younger people when I go to conventions and stuff for voiceover around, and so I have a lot of mentors, and they're all just jealous of all the information we have now. And then I don't know where you live, but look up, it's an acting art, so you would want to maybe look into acting studios in your area, see what's out there. Start with some group classes or something, get your feet wet, and then as you move on, get some private coaching, and then get a demo. And after that, there's lots of different ways to go about getting work. You can use pay-to-play sites like Voice123 or Voices.com. You would eventually want an agent, and then just networking on your own. But I would say the first step, researching on your own at home, because it's free and it's very useful, and then looking up all the different studios in your area, and look up more than one. See which one jives with you best. It's a lot like taking, I don't know if anybody has taken instrument lessons in school or anything like that, or private lessons. It's a lot like that. So you want to make sure whoever's coaching you is somebody who challenges you, but you jive well with.
Any other questions?
It really depends on how long it is or how fast you work, or the level of detail you put into it. I spent about 4 weeks of actual work animating Autumn Starlight's Bad Joke, and said that's only 30 seconds, but again, I work insanely slow. Shades, he works about twice as fast as I do, and he was able to create Epic Beignet Time, which we showed last year at Derpycon South. He animated that in about the same time span.
Yeah, like I've been known, like if I really work at something, like it all depends on how productive you are. Like I'm able to, if I really get productive and stay off the internet, I'm able to get about a minute of animation done within the week, including weekends.
That's probably the hardest part of the whole process, is just staying off the internet.
Oh yeah, it's like I gotta work on this project. Ooh, Facebook.
I'm always impressed with what they can do and how fast they can do it, because I can't even draw a pony, let alone make it move around and talk. It's amazing. Yes? I'm a Pinkie Pie gal. Whoop whoop!
Diamond Tiara is best pony.
No, you lie.
I'm sorry.
You take
I'm lying.
that back.
I'm lying. Spike. Spike is best pony.
I like that answer. I like that answer.
I'm personally a fan of Fluttershy. I actually don't have a single favorite pony as like a top 10, but for the top 3, for the sake of simplicity and time, my favorites are Fluttershy, Princess Luna, and Derpycon. I'm partial to unicorns, but my top 3 ponies all have wings.
Larson!
I am strange. Normal's overrated.
And
Any further
more
questions?
Any further questions?
Everybody's so well informed. Yes.
I believe that was you. I don't believe it was anybody behind you. Did your train of thought derail? Welcome to the club. Ooh, that's a good question.
I love me some derpy hooves.
I like Lyra. Lyra is best. Oh, yeah. Up here. Up here. Up here.
Yes. Yeah, or Lyra, or again, I can't pick just one. Or my favorite, most obscure background pony is Mjolnir, or she's like a recolor of Lyra with Thor's hammer on her cutie mark and a lightning bolt.
Is that your hipster background pony pick?
Most likely, yeah.
He's got the thick frame glasses for it. My favorite background
Thick frame.
pony is like Mjolnir.
Mine
You're
is so
one to talk
obscure,
with the
you won't
thick
even
frame
know which
glasses.
pony it is.
Like I know
I have
about
half-frame
Mjolnir.
glasses.
Only the coolest of the cool know about Mjolnir.
Yeah, but personally, yeah, I like all the usual favorites like Lyra, Bon Bon, Final Scratch, and Octavia. Those are all safe picks. Any further questions? Requests for encores?
Yeah. All right. Well, it seems like our time is about to run up. But I would also like to inform you all about the Spectre Studios panel around 6 o'clock to come to that as well.
In panel room 2, you get to see both Shades and myself.
Yeah, we
We
will
will be much more prepared this time.
yeah, we will be going over things such as this movie project that we're working on called The Rainbow Factory, which I'm sure a lot of you have heard of. Yeah.
We have like 7 minutes.
Oh yeah. Yeah, also one quick thing. Also, last year I did sort of a thing where I took people's OC ponies and put them in videos like the one you just saw. And I'm going to be doing also the same thing again this year as well. People seem to really get a huge kick out of that last year, where I would be selling these OC cameos for about $20 each, and they would get in one of my videos, whether it's a human or a pony video. You can specify which. If it is the human one, I'm currently working on a video with No Wacking, who is known for her Vinyl Scratch voice. And it's sort of a Equestria Girls kind of parody where Vinyl Scratch blows up the science fair. I'm not going to say how, but...
I bet we all have our ideas.
But yeah, so pretty much you just come up to me and say, "Hey, brah, I like my OC in your video," and just throw $20 at my face, and I'll be like, "Yeah."
Shut up and take my money.
Throw money at him.
Because like last year, there was a dude that came up to me and with like $20. He's like, "Hey, you!" And he just said like in a stern voice, and he took $20 and threw it at my face.
That's horrifying.
It was like. That was like the nicest assault that I've ever had. So yeah, OC cameos, $20. If you want to be in a pony one or human one. You can also specify what kind of science project your OC pony would work on to sort of more personalize it. Like I've already gotten people saying that they want like their science project to be about like, I don't know, alicorn OCs or the science of alicorn OCs or like, it's just like a good fun time with these OCs because I really do enjoy seeing diverse OCs, whether it's like Pegasus Unicorn or, and to some extent Alicorn if there's like a really good color scheme to it.
What's your question? No, you ask as many as you want. We got 6 whole minutes.
We all use different tablets. I personally use a Wacom Intuos 3, which you can see on the corner of the table right there. It's a 6 by 11 inch. It's a very reliable tablet. Nice.
Yeah. I'm sort of a cheapskate, and I use a bamboo tablet. I'm sort of not going to be cheap anymore and upgrade to a Cintiq soon. So yeah.
Yes. Are you talking about animation? Which one?
Really good. It's like one that I use to make all of my videos. Like I got that for like $30, and it was able to run my files pretty fine. I'm able to work at the same speed that I'm normally at. So it just matters about the specs of the computer and not the brand.
It's also personal.
Tools or I have my PC edition or so much software. Computers are, you already have a computer and you're comfortable with it. I don't see a need to just go buy new computer just for that. So they're both just fine.
Yeah, and the whole better Apple versus Microsoft. It's an interesting debate. It's certainly better. Like it's certainly better than the debate about like which console's better. Like, yo, man, Call of Duty's where it's at, man.
It's really more about what you do with your software and with with the art.
Yeah.
If you could have the best equipment for voiceover, for instance, in the business, but if you don't have that craft, honed, and you're not very good at it, then what's the point? So really, it's more about what you do with it than what you have.
Next question.
None that are there are lots of like freeware and open source programs. Pencil is a freeware animation tool, but you can't work with puppets. That's more for digital work, which is like hand-drawn digital animation. So there, or as for like vectoring, or as like an freeware equivalent to Illustrator, that would be Inkwell, Inkscape. There's also like a version of Inkscape specifically made by Bronies for Bronies called Ponyscape.
Hint, hint, wink, wink.
Yeah, I actually have a copy of it on my computer.
And for voiceover, there's like Adobe Audition's a great, not Adobe, Audacity.
Yeah,
Audacity is a great free program if you want to start dabbling in audio editing as well.
Yeah, like one plugin for Flash that I just deeply love is Tween to Keys. If you ever heard of it, it's insanely helpful for like turning tweens in by twos, and that's what I use to make that Pinky's Joke animation. I use the Tween to Keys plugin.
I believe we have time for one more question.
And he's right there.
No.
I am personally not a fan. To be blunt, I believe that Alicorn Twilight is M.A. Larson's biggest mistake.
Why don't you accept Alicorn Twilight as your Lord and Savior?
Because I fight the system.
At first I wasn't sure how I felt about it.
I don't hate Alicorn Twilight. I really don't, because I actually relate to her a great deal, as I am a bookish nerd. But I probably don't relate to her as much as I used to now that she's a god queen in training. Also, train of thought just derailed again. Personally, she never asked to be in that position she was in. The only one in the main 6 throughout the entire series run was who had any aspirations to become royalty was Rarity, and she wound up hating Prince Blueblood by the end of the best night ever.
maybe it's one of those situations where you don't ask for the duty, but it just kind of like, you get it and you have to make it work. I don't have a problem with it. I think it's a neat opportunity for the writers to have a huge pool of tools to use to make even more great episodes in the upcoming seasons.
Yeah. Or as for like Alicorn Twilight, personally, I don't hate her. I just hate what happened to her.
And think
That's
of all
like,
and think of all the awesome money Hasbro will make.
of course, that's the whole point, right?
New
All
line
right.
of toys.
I don't want to leave this guy on his last question because we have like a minute, so let's make it work.
minute.
What's up, buddy?
Are we talking about like antagonists or proper villains?
Either, man. Let's just throw it out there. I don't know. I like
My
them all.
favorite's Discord. King Sombra, he had a lot of potential to be best villain easily, but I personally believe that Hasbro squandered every opportunity for.
I like
King
Chrysalis
Sombra to be
a lot, too.
proper villain.
My favorite is Boulder.
I thought you just said Dumbledore, and I'm like, wait, what? Like, this is the wrong place for that.
Or Hagrid's best antagonist.
Hagrid is best pony, man.
You're a wizard, Twilight.
All right, let's get this last one, 'cause I don't want to leave you out, and then I think that has to be the last one. What's up, kid? What's up? Yes, that just sounds awesome.
Hasbro should recruit this kid.
No, this kid's a genius right here. You're gonna go places. I like you. All right, guys. Well,
Thank you for attending Animation Hour with Everfree Animation. Remember, Spectre Studios panel in Panel Room 2 at 6 o'clock. See us there and Director Finish Line and Ian Martinez, our storyboard artist, over for Spectra.
And
Thank
remember,
you.
OC cameos, $20 in OC.
and remember, I love you guys. Thank you.
Oh!